Hi, I'm Diana Ginsberg. I've recently graduated with a great degree from the Carleton School of Journalism in Ottawa. I've had a great experience interning at both CTV and CBC, as well as a great time writing, editing, producing, and anchoring shows at Carleton. What I need is a great job opportunity. I believe your company would benefit from my employment because I have drive, determination, and dedication in all the work that I do. I want to pursue a career in television because I want to tell great stories, some of which you will see on my demo tape. The first story I chose to include was done in my third year of university and involves a student who wants to be treated equally on campus. The second story I chose to include is also from my third year and is an example of my anchoring position I held in that year. The last example I chose to put on my demo tape is from fourth year university and involves a field interview I conducted at a sports medicine clinic. These are just a few of some of the great examples I have, and I would love to show you the rest if given the chance. I'm a great team player, and I want to be a part of your team. Thank you very much for watching my demo tape.
All rocks originally have come from...
Lectures are hard enough to understand with sound. Imagine without. CUTV is watched by 10,000 students, but for the hearing impaired, without closed captioning, it's useless. Megan Dodds is a fourth-year sociology student. Her hearing disability makes choosing courses difficult because she relies on reading the professor's lips.
It's difficult to make sure that the prof that I choose doesn't have a beard or a strong or heavy accent.
Megan wants to take CUTV classes but can't because closed captioning isn't offered. Jeff Cohen is a production manager at CUTV. He says closed captioning is something that has been considered before and suggests the money could be spent elsewhere.
Last time we checked into it, it was close to $200 an hour to close caption. Our channel has a lot of hours of programming.
Megan pays the same tuition as non-disabled students.
I feel like I'm penalized for being different. Everyone else can take an ITV course.
Cohen says that the solution lies in voice recognition technology. He says that today's software package is about 80% accurate and that it's just not good enough. Carleton could have the technology within 4 years. But for Megan, it's too late. Diana Ginsberg, CJTV News.
Carleton Ravens win their third national championship. Hello and welcome to CJTV News. I'm Matt Gertson.
And I'm Diana Ginsberg. Our top story today: the Carleton Ravens have done it again. The men's basketball team won their third Canadian University Championship in a row. They crushed the Concordia Stingers 68-48. A crowd gathered at the Ottawa airport this afternoon to welcome them home from Halifax. Erica Paulson was there and has more on the story.
Serious athletes take a toll on their bodies. From minor strains to chronic pains, it's important to seek proper medical attention when dealing with an injury.
Everyone from the most intense competitor to the casual athlete knows the importance of having the proper facilities to deal with sports-related injuries. We go now to Diana Ginsberg, who's finding out why one award-winning physiotherapist is making all the difference here at the Nepean Sportsplex. Diana?
Thanks, Andy. We're here at the Nepean Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy Clinic with Virginia Burrow to talk about the average aches and pains of the athlete. What position do you actually have here at the clinic?
I'm a physiotherapist and I'm the owner and the director of the clinic.
And what sort of other doctors and procedures are used in your clinic?
We have physicians who are training to be sports medicine physicians. We have 7 physiotherapists, 2 massage therapists, a chiropodist, a dietitian, naturopathic physicians, and we're hoping to add an osteopath to our clinic.
What is physiotherapy?
What is physiotherapy? That's a good question. Basically, it is getting people back from an injury and getting them rehabilitated so they can go back either to their job, to their sport, to their level of activity. And it's by using physical means, so the physical therapy. Sometimes exercise. You look around the room, you'll see there are various apparatuses in the room that we put patients on to help strengthen them and get them back to their former level. Or also our physiotherapists, they're all manual therapists, so they do a lot of hands-on treatment. So it's a lot of one-to-one treatment between the physiotherapist and the patient.
What constitutes a business to be called a sports medicine clinic? What has to be included in that clinic that's not part of other physiotherapy clinics?
Well, that's an interesting question. There's really nothing. And there's a lot of people that call themselves a sports medicine clinic that they just call themselves a sports medicine clinic. It's nice if you have physicians in your clinic who are trained to be sports medicine physicians. They take special exams. We have 2 physicians now who are in the process of completing the exam process, so they will be termed physicians with a diploma in sports medicine. Most of the physiotherapists who work in my clinic have had extensive courses in treating sports injuries and have been working in sports medicine for many, many, many years. But there really isn't a criteria for calling yourself that. So sometimes it's important when you call up to check to make sure that the people who are working in the clinic actually do have expertise in treating sports injuries, because anybody can call themselves a sports injury clinic.
And how long did you actually have to train, and so to say, to get into this profession? Is there a type of schooling that you have to get?
Well, now, yes, you need an undergraduate degree, and then you have what's called a postgraduate degree in physiotherapy. So you end up with a Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy, and actually most of the universities in Canada now are going to a master's degree. So it probably takes about 7 to 8 years to be a physiotherapist.
What would you suggest to someone who'd like to get into the field that you're working in?
What would I suggest? I'd suggest that they do some volunteer work in a clinic, and in fact that's mandatory now for anybody applying to a school of physiotherapy. I think they request that you have at least 200 hours of volunteer time. So we have a lot of people call up and just say that they'd like to volunteer as a physiotherapy assistant or just observing, and in different situations as well. I mean, obviously a sports medicine clinic isn't the same as a hospital, so it's a good idea to go to the various different types of facilities just to determine whether or not, because unfortunately when you go to school, you can't just pick that you want to be a sports medicine physiotherapist. You have to learn how to deal with all sorts of injuries and conditions, including very serious conditions in a hospital setting.
When you first started out in physiotherapy, did you find that it was hard to sort of break the ceiling glass as a woman coming in to the business doing physiotherapy?
No. In fact, when I went to school, there were no men. And now there are many more males in physiotherapy. As you can see, I have 2 males on staff. But at one time, males did not go into physiotherapy. And the only thing at the beginning when I decided to go into business, at that point in time, it was mainly males who opened up private clinics. And it was males who were my colleagues and friends who encouraged me to do so. And now you'll find that there are just as many women as men who own their own businesses. And probably there are still more females who are physiotherapists than men.
I was actually looking up your name on the internet and I came across that you won an award. Would you be able to tell our audience what award you won and what that meant to you to win the award?
It was 2004, and it was the Nepean Chamber of Commerce Businesswoman of the Year Award. And yes, it was very nice to win it, and it was not just based on my business, but also based on community involvement. And so yes, I was very proud to win that.
Well, thank you very much for joining us with the 25th Hour.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming to our clinic.